What's going on, guys? It's your boy Kamon. Today, guys, my first place undefeated White Forest Toy Box deck profile. And man, I got the whole thing on footage, so I'm gonna show y'all. So I'm posting this video now before the ban list drops, so I'm not too sure if the ban list is gonna change anything, which it might hit skill drain and stuff like that, but like, if it does, it is what it is. I still think this is gonna be the best deck moving forward, especially with the Azamina stuff coming out. I think it's coming out pretty soon. I'm not too sure, but anyways, I'm rambling. Before we get started, make sure you guys do like, comment, subscribe to the video, and I am sponsored by Dueling Guard. If you want to get any of the cool play mats and deck boxes that I do use in my videos, make sure you check out Dueling Guard, link down below. And if you use my code KMON5, 5% off of all your purchases. Also, thank you all for checking out my gaming channel. I am playing the new Wukong game, posting it every 2 to 3 days and whatnot, just waiting on the thumbnails to like be made. But yeah, anyway, let's get right into it. So I'm gonna show you guys main, extra, and side. I figured out the side deck. So yeah, this version is gonna be a little bit different from the version that I did post the other day, but it's still good overall. I got first, oh, my matchup, sorry. I know y'all like when I tell y'all the matchup. So first round was against the homie Mike. He was playing the exact same deck I was playing, like exact same build and everything. So he was playing Runic Toy Box. Second round was against White Forest Runic. Sorry, no, he wasn't playing Runic Toy Box. Sorry, he was playing White Forest Toy Box. Second round was against White Forest Runic. Third round, Snake Eye Fiendsmith. And the final round was against, you guessed it, Runic White Forest. So yeah, we won all of them. But to be fair, I did win the dice roll all day today, or yesterday. So pretty geeked about that. Anyways, to get right into it, start off with the monsters. The best ones to see: 3 Astellar and then 3 Azets. These 3 are the best ones you want to see. A Stellar, so okay, you do not run a Stellar in the Runic version. She's not that good. You just run a Zet and you maximize on everything else. But we are playing the Toy Box version. In the Toy Box version, this is the best card ever printed for this deck. It plays under Droll, which is very, 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 very good. This deck's biggest hater still is Shifter, but it's like, you know, what deck doesn't lose to like Shifter nowadays? But even though I like this build, because even if you Droll me, even if you Shifter me, I can still play, you know what I mean? Because like, the more I play this deck, the more I see it more as a kind of waiting game, if that makes sense. You don't have to just pop off for everything, you know what I mean? You can kind of wait and build up. This deck is very good at grinding and building up boards so your opponent can't play, then you can beat them. It's not a OTK deck. You don't set up like all of these things to like OTK your opponent. Now you set up all these things to interrupt your opponent. So I think this deck is really good with that. So 3 and 3 at all times for their, I guess, sisters, cousins, I guess you could say. Double Sylvie and then the run Rusia. I like the ratio. I didn't feel like I needed more Rusia. I like the like one Rusia. She did get banished once, but it's like by the time she was banished, it was like the like end game. So it did not matter at all. And then I like Sylvie at just 2 because, you know, you don't want to have too many, but 2 is just enough in my opinion. So that is it for those. That's it for the White Forest monsters. That's the one thing less. I actually might take this deck to Philly because I actually really liked how it performed today. So yeah, and I mean, to be fair, I went first all day and like my hands were gassed. So, you know, go 1 second. So yeah, anyways, other monsters. I am on 3 Toy Soldier and then the 1 Toy Tank to round off the monsters. And yeah, that's it. I run no more monsters. I'm not running the hand trap build anymore. I actually think and believe this version of the Toy Box version is actually the most better, but it's a better version because if you open up any White Force plus any of your spell and trap cards, it's still full combo. The issue the other build had, you'd open up like a White Force plus 2 mini hand traps, and you can't play with that. So at least if you open up with these, they're still spells and trap cards. So, and you want to maximize on the Toy Soldier because you're running such a low monster count. Like all of these monsters, this is only 14 monsters. I'm not running any other monsters. I'm not even running Valor anymore. I took it out. So yeah, like you want to maximize on this as much as possible because as long as you see this plus a Stellar or a Zet, it's full combo into more stuff. And the best part about this deck, it can play through a lot of hands. It cannot play through Shifter. It cannot play through Droll too very well, but it can play through a lot of other hand traps. Like it could play through an Imparm. It could play through a Bistio. It could play through a Nib, a Ash, stuff like that. Like it could play through a lot of good things. So As if the monsters, that's only 14 monsters. Very, very low monster count, but I felt like it felt nice, bro. I didn't feel like I needed more. I didn't feel like I needed less. It felt just right, honestly. Now for the spell cards, for consistency, I am on Pot of Prosperity. I'm choosing this over the Piri Piri Race map because, again, I don't want to just pay half my life points just to search out a Stellar, and then I get hit with like Droll, or, you know, pay half my life points and then I get hit with Ash. I'm not sure if you pay first and then you search, but either way, like, and another thing, you have to use that card during your main phase 1. Sometimes you'll forget. I think Pot of Prosperity is just way, way better because you can dig through your deck over 6 cards and you can get like a certain card you are missing. And half the time, to be honest with you, when I use this card, if I have at least one combo, if I do this, I only dig for like 3 cards because I do this so I can like bait out an Ash Blossom and stuff like that. I don't really fear Droll as much because Droll is not that good in this meta currently. So yeah, I just think this card is just super good overall. So yeah, definitely 3 of those. And obviously the MVP is 3 Toy Box. We know what this card does. It's how you get all your plays started and whatnot. So yeah, just three Toy Box. Facilitate those at all times. So now, I actually took a lot of your guys' criticism, not criticism, but you guys were kind of giving me tips and whatnot in my last video. Instead of Droplet, I am actually main decking 3 Dark Ruler No Mores. This card is phenomenal. This card is so good because like I forgot the like comment. I'll probably look for it after this, but like he was saying like, yo, you don't really want to use Droplet because like you don't want to discard cards because you only have so many cards in your hand. I'm just like, that makes sense. And it's like also if I'm under like a Shifter, a Macro, a D-Fissure, or even like a Dark Claw, Droplet's dead. But Dark Ruler No More is never dead. And it's not once per turn either. So if I have 2, I could go Dark Ruler No More. Like if my opponent has like a Desiree, I can go Dark Ruler, they can go affect something else, Desiree, turn off, that's fine. And then I go Dark Ruler again. You know what I mean? So broken. And again, this deck does not care about not doing life point damage to you because again, we don't go for the OTK. We go for the setup, then we OTK. So it's like we kind of wait and then we strike, if that makes sense. So yeah, I think Dark Ruler is definitely a must in here. I feel like I'm playing the like Runic build, you know what I mean? But yeah, just triple Dark Ruler. I think it's very, very, very good. And it's like, if you do go second, this is like the ultimate board breaker also. You know what I mean? Because you go, okay, they have like a Desiree, a IP, all that stuff, right? You just go Dark Ruler. That shuts off all of that. And the only thing you have to worry about is Temple and Princess in Graveyard. That's it. You know what I mean? Like Dark Ruler is just a good card overall. It breaks a lot of boards too. And against hero players, they have like dark, like their normal field is like Dark Law plus DPE, all that stuff. You just go Dark Ruler. You know what I mean? Now, if they have another Mass Change face down, then it is what it is. But it's like, this breaks that board. You know what I mean? It's just a good card overall. I love it. And again, going first, if you don't need it, you can pitch it off of your Azette or your Stellar. So, pretty good. Other cards that kind of facilitate that for board breakers, I am actually main decking 2 Talents. This card actually comes in clutch super, super well because again, the biggest target in this deck is your Stellar. So like people see her and they're gonna Ash her, they're gonna Imperm her, not Imperm, they're gonna Veiler her, they're gonna Apple this, they're gonna try to stop her as much as possible, if that makes sense. So you wanna make sure she's actually good at all times. So I think the double Talents is actually worth playing in here. I kind of want to get these secret, if I'm being honest with you, because like these Ultra ones, I don't know. But yeah, double Talents. So other spell cards, I'm still on the Beware, the White Force, and I'm still on the One Tails. I'm the only one who's actually playing this card, and I will tell you right now firsthand, this card is nuts. This card is broken. This card is great. I definitely recommend you guys trying this card out. Having a searchable card that can just pop a card on the field is crazy good work. Against the Runic player, which I don't think he'll let me upload the video because he told me not to, but what happened in the video, he summoned out a Chaos Angel that was light and dark protected. So then I literally searched this out, activated this, targeted it, and then I popped it. Like that was my only real out for it, if that makes sense. So yeah, just 1-in-1. So before people are actually running Tails at 2, I think you should cut Tails down to 1 and then start running the 1 beware the White Forest, because again, it's one of those cards where if you do pitch it, it can set itself, and it's a searchable pop card. The only downside is it has to be a level 6 or higher spellcaster or illusion on the field. But even then, let's like if you're getting to it with your synchro, then it's active. You know what I mean? And it's pretty cool because if your opponent does have skill drill on the field, you could literally summon her out, effect search. If they say yeah, that's fine because skill drill on the field, and then you chain like Sylvia in the graveyard, you bounce this back. You know what I mean? You get this. A Zet come, then on the resolution, a Stellar will come back out because you sent the graveyard. Make her again, activate this, pop that skill drain. It's just too good to not run, bro. I definitely recommend trying it out. It's not like a dead card because it's like, again, you could pitch it at any time you want to that you don't need it, and it sets itself. Because it's like if this is a dead card going first, then it's like so is Dark Ruler. You know what I mean? But again, if you see any of these White Forest plus a spell and trap card, your spell and trap cards are not dead because you can use them for this. Keep that in mind. So I don't want y'all to like think like, oh, I'm not gonna run Dark Ruler because if I go first, it's dead, it's useless. It's not useless because you can still pitch it to a graveyard to use your White Forest stuff. That's why this deck is phenomenal, bro. So yeah, that is it for those. Last cards is just one Rhoda and then the one Call by the Grave. I put Rhoda in here because, again, we're only running 14 monsters, and the only target for this is your Toy Soldier. There was actually a time where I would open up Toy Soldier plus Rhoda. I didn't even use Rhoda. I just pitched it to graveyard for my, like, a Stellar or my Zet. You know what I mean? So, like, again, Rhoda is not a dead card. And the best part about Rhoda, if you use Rhoda once and you recycle it back with your Diabels, you can do it again. Rhoda is not once per turn. Rhoda is a soft once per turn. So you could do it as many times as you want. Same thing with Call by the Grave, not once per turn either. So yeah, that is it for those. Now for the trap cards. The MVP of the trap cards, obviously Skill Drain. This card is probably going to get hit on the ban list. So if it gets hit, it gets hit. If it gets hit to like 1, I'll still main deck it at 1. If it gets hit to none, I'll still play this deck regardless. But yeah, this card is crazy in this deck. I'm not sure why I wasn't main decking it before, I'm going to be honest. But like, yeah, just good overall. And it's like, again, this is why I don't care about Shifter or Droll anymore, because it's like, if you Shifter or Droll me, I set this, and then I make whatever I can make, and then I pass, right? You do anything, I go Skill Drain. So now I can't play on your turn, you can't play on my turn until I say so. And again, if you guys are wondering why you're main decking Skill Drain, because again, you can get rid of it with these cards and your synchro stuff too. These send them to graveyard for cost, so therefore they're not relevant anymore. And again, you can recycle back Skill Drain if need be. So yeah, just those 3. I like them. So I am playing some hand traps, but they are in the form of trap cards. So it is 3 Imperm and then 3 Dominus Purge. Came in so clutch today, by the way, so good. So the reason why I do like this build a lot more than I like the hand trap build, because aside from your synchros that you make on your opponent's turn, you typically do not play into talents and thrust and stuff like that. You just don't, because again, you have no monster effects that activate during your opponent's turn, aside from your synchro monsters that, besides from your Sylvia, which can, Book Moon everything, and besides from your tuners, which can, bring themselves back. Other than, and like obviously clearly, I guess, your Toy Soldier, I guess you could say, and your synchros. So other than like those cards, you don't really play into your opponent's talents and thrusts. So therefore, it makes those cards dead cards in your opponent's deck. Like I forgot. I don't remember who it was. I think it was the Runic player, I believe. Yeah, the Runic player. He had a talent in his hand, I believe, but I had nothing to activate. So it was the dead card in his hand. So that's another good reason why I do like this build, because everyone is running talents and thrusts, but it's like, unless I trigger those synchros, And again, like, no one can really outplay these cards right here. Besides, like, if you have, what's it called, cross out for this card, that's fine. You will not have cross out for Dominus Purge. I promise you won't. So yeah, like, it's just super good overall to have. And it's just one of those cards where it's like, I'm glad it's in here. Last cards, obviously, 1 Reframing, 1 Silhouette Hat Rabbit, or 1 Silhouette Hat Trick, and then obviously the 1 Willows to round off the trap cards. Very standard, very, very good. 40 cards. Again, this deck performed beautifully yesterday, so I'm pretty happy I actually went. I wasn't going to go, but yeah. Now for the extra deck. It didn't change too much. It didn't change at all, actually. I think it's the same thing from the last video, but so the one Silver Hat Rabbit, the one SP, the one Celine, the one Apple, and then the one Access Code Talker. Bro, I banished these 3 off of Pot of Prosperity all day because I was like, I don't need them. This is just for like late game, you know, if you do need to go Access Code Talker pop stuff, if that makes sense. But I mainly used these links all day. They were just so good overall, but I'm sure Apple's going to get hit. Once Apple gets hit, we can change around the extra deck once again. But yeah. Synchros, still the same. One Zapper Shrimp, the one Immortal Dragon. Yo, did y'all know Immortal Dragon is actually Coral Dragon, but zombie form? Didn't know that. It's pretty cool, though, right? If you look, like, very closely. I don't know if you can see this face or not. Probably not, right? But yeah, one Immortal Dragon. This is for the anti-nib combo. One Silvera, one Rusia. The one Golden Cloud Beast. This card actually does come up sometimes. Nothing too crazy, but it's just in case it gets into graveyard, I could just bounce a card back, which is, it does actually help out a lot, believe it or not. One of those, and then the one Coral Dragon Roundup, the 6s. I don't know. These cards I kind of banished this off of Pot of Prosperity because like my thought process was like, yo, I can't draw anyway. So even if I do summon this card, I could just you know, not gonna do anything. So yeah. For the 8s, one Visas and then the one Diabel, you know, just very standard. Best card in the extra deck by my opinion. Super, super good. For the 10s, one Gen X and then obviously the one Chaos Angel. I think if Apple does actually get hit, I think I will either put in the Goaty card again, or I might just put back in the Satellite Warrior. Might be Satellite Warrior just because I missed that card, and like popping multiple cards is actually pretty good instead of just banishing one card, if that makes sense. So it all depends. But yeah, that is it for the extra deck. Side deck. I did figure out the side deck of what I wanted to do. So the whole main deck is going first. The side deck is kind of for going second. So this made a lot of sense to me here. So we're gonna side 3 Mold Charmy. This card's actually really, really good. I resolved this once today, by the way. It was just the one time I was going to, he asked it. I'm like, all right, bro, my fault. So yeah, 3 Mold Charmy and then the 3 Spooky Dogwood. This card actually won me 1 game against the Snake Eye player. If it wasn't for this, I was gonna lose because I opened up nothing except like this in an Imperm. So, and we were in time. So as soon as he did his Requiem to attribute to summon, I just said Spooky Dogwood. It was over. It was over from there, bruh. So yeah, yeah, that is it for these side deck right there. Other stuff, we are siding 3 Cosmic Cyclone. Card is broken. It's very, very, very good in the mirror match, especially if you're going first. If I'm going first, I side this in because if I know my opponent wants to go like Toy Box effect, I just go Cyclone. And it's very, very good in the Runic matchup also. You know what I mean? They go Fountain, they do something to like pop something or whatever, and then they go Fountain effect, and then you just go Cyclone, banish it. You know what I mean? Just super, super good overall. Low-key kind of want to main it, but I don't know. Maybe if Skill Drain does get hit to like 0, I'll put this in the like main deck, if anything. Because I think it's a good card overall, like dealing with certain spell and trap cards. And it also is really good because you can hit the Desiree too. Like if they go Desiree, negate something, you go Cosmic Cyclone, you banish their equip, so he can't negate anymore. So it's really, really good. 2 Lightning Storm and then the 1 Duster. Again, it's just back row hate and just going second stuff too. Like I sided most of these in all day today, for being honest with you. I sided this in during game 3 only, just because, you know, I don't want to be that guy, but yeah. These came in. That's all for back row. And the last card is obviously the best card in the side deck is 3 evenly matched. Actually, this might come in the main deck. If Skill Drain gets hit, this is definitely coming to the like main deck because I think it's a good. This won me so many games, bro. It's so crazy. I went enter battle. He said, "Oh my god, fact. Okay, cool. Evenly, you know." It's one of those cards where your opponent has to respect it. It's a good card overall. But anyways. Hope you guys did enjoy. Make sure you do like, comment, subscribe to the video. See you guys next time, man. Have an awesome one. Peace.